Hi, I'm Travis. This is Handcrafted Overlanding. Today, I'm going to start working on the CNC router table. But first, I need to clean this up. Let's see if this works. I don't know where everybody gets that magic to do that. Well, time to clean it up. I'll be right back. Okay, so now the garage isn't completely clean, but that wasn't what we're here for. We're here to start working on this guy. So, where the project came from is I wanted a CNC router table. Don't we all? What I decided to do was decided to build one because I wanted one that was sturdy enough to handle aluminum and maybe, just maybe one day, handle a plasma cutter. So that actually explains these, but I'll come back around to that. So far, the cash that has sunk into this is like $750, and that is not all here. The steel is 2-inch by 2-inch angle, 2-inch box, and a couple 2-inch plates. You can tell my welds are super. Anyways, I decided to go with a. I'll get the actual name of this type of screw. I think it's like a ball bearing screw drive. Anyways, I wanted to go with the screw drive because I wanted to give myself a lot of torque going back and forth. In the event that I was doing milling on aluminum or something like that, it would have the torque to do it. I liked the rails that came with the kit. I think the kit was $300. This was probably one of the more expensive parts of this whole build. I got to finish the gantry up. As you can see, well, you may or may not be able to see, it's not exactly straight. So when pulled in all the way, well, that's flush here. What, 3/4 of an inch back there, plus the holes for these bearings don't exactly line up. What ended up happening was I bolted this on after I welded this plate to the legs. So I had a couple options. I could cut this off and refit it and see if I couldn't get that squared, but I didn't like this plate to begin with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this plate off, I'm going to toss it. This is actually a piece of 6-inch flat steel. I'm going to cut a new piece, do better with my hole centering, and then affix the two rails, and yeah, fix the 2 rails, and then put it in place, and then tack weld the crap out of it to get this bolted in. So as of right now, because I'm not sure, I only have one lead screw for, I'm just going to call this my X-axis. So I only have one. I have the bushing blocks and all that fun jazz for it too. But the problem I have is it's kind of bouncy. So I don't know that if during the process, if I'm pulling from one side, if I'm going to get too much torsion. I might try stiffening it up back here by putting another 2-inch piece of angle iron or something like that to help provide additional rigidity back here. Not sure about that yet. But as of right now, these rails are as parallel as you can get to each other. I actually spent like 2 or 3 hours trying to get this parallel. This one and this one are parallel to each other, and I did that by building the carrier for it. So worked really hard to make sure that those were 100% parallel. They're really close. When this is bolted up to here, there's no binding as I roll it across, which is what I wanted. Lastly, it'll carry the Z-axis. Now, This guy is a monster Z-axis, and I'm actually kind of worried that it won't be able to move, but essentially this is what it does. Move up and down. Now, how I've seen a lot of them is they attach the router to this plate. It's fine, but that means the bottom end of your clearance is always going to be remaining the same. So it's going to be, if it's 4 inches from here to the bottom to your work surface, that's the maximum clearance that you'll have. What I plan on doing is I plan on bolting this like that, and then put the router on the back of this plate. So I could theoretically have, I don't know, 7 or 8 inches. I'm not sure if I'm gonna need it, but if you need it and you don't have it, you sing a whole different tune. Anyways, going about these runners. So you won't put your piece of work here and just mill on it and call it a day. That's not how it works. You'll actually put a piece of spoil board that'll sit over this. Spoil board, you mill it level and yada yada. But the idea behind this design is I can take that spoil board off, lay down a little chunk of steel, hook up a plasma cutter where the router is supposed to go on this thing, and have it do my plasma cutting for me. Don't know if that'll work, but we'll have to see. So this down here could be a shelf, but it's more likely going to be, well, it's going to start its life as a shelf, but it'll end up changing out to a water bath when it comes to plasma cutting. But that's in the future, not today. So for tonight, I only got the place cleaned up. Well, cleaned up as much as I could. Right now it's time for dinner. Tomorrow is going to be hacking this foot off, getting a new one made. Hold on, there you go. The next stop is going to be hacking this foot off, getting a new one made, getting it bolted up, making sure it rolls fine. Then align this up as close as possible, as straight as possible, and then get the foot tacked in. Then lead screw bolted into here, and we'll go from there. Anyways, we'll probably only get through the foot getting fixed and maybe the lead screw bolted in place today for this video. So yeah, it'll be a multi-parter. Let's have some fun. All right, so time to cut the foot off, and then we'll get a new plate cut out, and then got to drill and mark and all that fun stuff. I hope I can find my template. I had a template for this. Alright, so here's my template. I tried to get the markings, the rubbings as center as possible. The piece of steel is underneath here, is lined up as best as I can. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to use a punch and punch in the very center of each one of these, because when I drill the holes, they're going to be fairly tight to each other, and I'm going to have to countersink them because of the screws that I use. So let's see how well I can do here. And getting the center punch is really important, and I'm really bad at this. Oh, this is not going to be good. I can guarantee you that that is not going to work. So, put it over, try again. You know what, I think I'm going to cut this down. Be right back. Alright, so I cut that down. We're going to try again. So I taped it down a little bit better this time. Let's see if that does any better. Alright. That should work a little bit better. Worst case is I'll just make another template and try again. As you saw, I got plenty of steel. Okay guys, taking bets. Are these gonna line up? No, not really. Let's get a couple screws in, see if we can't get this thing to, see if it'll line up or not. And that plate is absolute garbage. So, it's 8 o'clock already. You give that another shot tomorrow. Alright, see you guys tomorrow. Alright, and we're back. It's Saturday night. This video should have been done. But guess what? It's not. Anyways, I got yet a new piece cut. You can see our holes aren't much better, but the slides aren't binding, so that's a good thing. So you can see over here, holes are the same way. I'm probably going to end up buzzing some of these out. Might just end up changing the, no, I don't want to change the plates. I might end up buzzing these out and make the holes a little bit bigger and get a bigger cap to sit on top of them. Anyways, so plates are on, secured, tightened down. This one hasn't been welded yet. So what I did is this bar is our y-axis. Yeah, we'll go with y today. So this is our y-axis, and the goal is going to be that this is going to be our source of truth. So what I've done is I tied some fishing line, hanging some weight, some washers off of it, and the idea is going to be I'm going to try to line these up as best I can before I burn this in. So as we can see, the end caps, this one's a little bit proud, this one's a little bit far back, and these two are really dang close to being where I want them. That's because these rails are they're a little this way and this way. So this way and this way. So the that's what that is. So let me line this up and see how close I can get it. Alright, so A little bit of finagling around. That one's lined up exactly where I want it. This guy is a little over of 1/8, which means that these are too cattywampus for this to line up properly. So what I'm going to do, you can see it when I burn this in. I don't know if you can. It's definitely warped the metal. So I'm trying to tap it straight, see what that does for us. All right, let's be right back. All right, just a little bit of a tug. It's pretty much right on the edge. So is that one. So they're still off a little bit. I'm probably have to upgrade this because of a single drive design. Because of the variance here, I might have to go to a double drive design. That way, both the screws will keep this 100% lined up. Anyways, for now though, that is really dang close. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fire up the welder. I'm going to tack this in a little bit, and then I'm just going to go through and tack it all the way around and eventually burn it all the way in. Instead of going with a belt drive system, went with these ball screws. The idea for precision just kind of allured me. I mean, there's no much precision in this thing, but you know, the idea of precision really kind of drew to me with these guys. So this is a threaded, of course. There's a set of ball bearings in here that when you apply your motor torque here, no, actually, sorry, it's here. It will actually spin this and then drives this, which will get bolted to that, kind of like so. These have blocks on each end. Let's go ahead and get those installed. Just a little bit of silicone lubricant to help ease this on. Nice and simple. Alright, time to get the other side on. Didn't even need any lubricant over there. Well, I think we can immediately identify what I did wrong. Overhang. Overhang. So, I did not think this build out, did I? Not even a little bit. Well, so the video's late. Can't touch the rail. I have two of my bearings in the fridge because I welded on top of them, and thankfully I didn't melt them. Yeah. More and more I do this, I think the more and more I should have just bought a kit and built it. Alright, I guess I'll have to figure out what's going on. So, yeah, this is going up as it is. Not a great success, but, you know, not every single idea is a winner, but not done trying. So, hope you enjoyed. See you next time.